first thing I'm going to do is log in. Although nettTracker was designed to integrate with cloud accounting software, we can use without. So let's just get started. I'm going to select to create a new company and choose the option Use Standalone Mode. Within step 1 of the setup wizard, we can select our company name, we can choose what currency we'd like to use, and we can select the first financial year. It's important that we get those dates correct because we can't change them later. We can also choose if our depreciation is going to be automatically calculated every single month. We can choose the depreciation methodology, which means are we going to allocate a full year of depreciation regardless of the acquisition date, or do we just start calculating it from the month that it's purchased? We can also choose to write off a balance once it reaches a certain value, and we can choose to automatically create the next asset reference number. So now I'm just going to go ahead and create my new company. And with step 1 complete, we continue on with the next steps of our setup wizard. nettTracker already contains 16 depreciation rules. These are a mixture of straight line, reducing balance, and double decline. If you need to add further rules, you can do so using the Create button. Give your rule a name. Choose whether it is going to be straight line, reducing balance, double decline, or straight line in a number of months. Then you can select your percentage, or if it's straight line, you will select how many years. I don't need to add any further depreciation rules, so I'll simply click Next to move on to my asset groups. There are 2 asset groups already in place. I can choose to rename them by just typing over the text, or use the trash can icon to delete them completely. If I need to add some further asset groups, I'll use the yellow Create button. I've added 2 additional asset groups, and now I'll choose to save my asset groups. Within this area, it's where we would normally select the accounts in use within our cloud accounting software. As we are using nettTracker standalone, we can just click Next through all of these. And now we can visit our dashboard. At this stage, we've not added any assets. I'm going to click on View All to look at my asset register. The asset groups are in place, but without any assets. I'm going to click on the yellow icon for importing towards the top right hand corner of my screen. From here there is an option to download a template, so I'll need to do that to be able to import my assets. The import template contains lots of useful notes, so make sure you read those prior to attempting to import your assets. Here is my completed import template. Not every column is mandatory, but we must have the asset group, the depreciation method, the purchase date, a description of the asset, the cost of the asset, and the accumulated depreciation. I can choose to browse from the file that I need, or I'll simply drop here. These are all the assets from my import template. I'm just going to select to complete the import. All of my assets are now in place for each of the different asset groups. Moving forward, I can either create new assets manually with the Create button, or you can choose to import your current year acquisitions. With our prior year assets imported and our current year assets added, we can see on our dashboard a summary of the values of our assets per each asset group. Let's bring all the depreciation up to date by selecting Asset Processing. For each of the asset groups, we can see the depreciation that is forecast against each asset. We're going to process the assets all the way up to the end of the financial year. Our depreciation is fully up to date. Before we start the end of year process, we can go back to our asset register and review our assets. Using the tools available, we can edit assets, mark them as disposed, delete them if they've been added in error, and we can also create kits by grouping assets together. The nettTracker fixed asset register can be exported into Excel at any time. If we're happy our fixed asset register is up to date, we can choose to view our year end. If we need to make any further adjustments, we can do. In this example, I'm just going to complete the end of year. We have a brand new forecast of depreciation for the new financial year. If we look at our assets, we are now going to have assets for the current accounting year and previous financial years. nettTracker contains a full audit trail. You can add an unlimited number of users, and we don't limit the number of assets within your asset register subject to reasonable use. Try for free, no strings attached.